Oh, here's Leon.
Hi, Leon.
There's Leon.
There's
Hey,
Leon. Hey, Leon.
I look a little different from the last time you saw me, Leon.
Wow, what a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I still get notices from the church, so it's great to be able to come to this. And there's Mary over there.
Good. So good to see you guys.
Hi, Leon.
Hello, you made my day,
Good
guys.
to see you.
Hey, Leon.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello.
See you.
Wow. Are you in Texas?
Yes, she is. Mary?
I am in Texas.
Okay,
Yes.
where's,
Okay. That's good.
I can't hear him.
Oh, really?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay. Well, so good to see some familiar faces.
Oh, it's
Hey,
great to
Dad.
see you.
Oh, so good to see you, Claire. You will hear from me soon. This month, this week or next week.
Oh, great. Where are you going to be?
I'm going to be in Haiti chatting with you on the phone.
I know that means you're in the United States, though, and I want to know where in the United States.
No, I'm not going to be in the States, but
Oh.
I've got a number of friends that I need to get in touch with once in a while, and you are on my list.
I'm on your list. Great. I look forward to that.
All right, good.
It's good to be on Leon's list. Yes.
Well,
Yeah, that's
I hope
one
it's
list
a
it
good
is good
list.
to be on.
You are on the list, you know that. You know that. But in a couple of weeks, it's be Claire and Mary. And yours is coming soon. Yeah, the list is so long, so it's a long family.
And it's great for me to see Mary because I don't see her. She's away in Texas. Did you hear
Folks,
that, Mary?
I've got 301, so
I did.
we
Okay.
may have a few others dropping in here. I'll watch the email. I've had a couple people ask me for password information that I've sent to them. So welcome, and welcome to the second in a series of mission chats with the man who needs no introduction, right? I feel like this is the old team and I'm the new guy on this one. So I just simply want to welcome you to this, and this is an opportunity for everyone who's interested in the Haiti mission to get caught up a little bit in where we have been with Haiti mission, and more importantly, where we hope to go, particularly under the current circumstances. And so I got to meet Gary, I guess, for the first time a week or so ago. I guess it was last week when we talked a bit to get acquainted. And of course, I have had a chance to meet Leon before, so that was good. But we're glad you're here, and really we're gonna, our agenda is flexible. We're gonna let Leon and Gary kind of start things off and tell us what they would like for us to know at this point, and then lots of time for questions, okay, and back and forth on that. So that said, why don't you let me pray for us, and we'll jump in, okay? Let's do that.
All right.
God, we thank you for this chance to be together. We thank you for this fellowship and partnership we have with you and each other, and this important mission in Haiti. And we pray that the time we spend together this afternoon would help us to renew those connections and remain mindful of the mission of which we're a part. We thank you for that opportunity. We pray and ask it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Thank you.
Gary,
Thank you.
Leon, whichever one of you's driving the bus, please drive.
Where are you, Gary? You are the bus driver. You know that.
I'm right here. And I know everybody really wants to hear from Leon, but I'll introduce myself because a lot of you don't know me. I'm Gary Fulton, the Executive Director of Haiti Outreach Ministries, actually just up the road from y'all in Cary. And I've not been able to go to Haiti for a while, as I know that's been the frustration for all of us, but so glad to have you here today. And again, I know you want to hear from Leon. I thank you and First Presbyterian of Fayetteville for all the support, for your mission trips when we're able to go, for medical care, for the funds, the sponsorships. It's all just so important in the construction efforts, and for lending TAD to us or sharing TAD with us, serving on the board and helping with maintenance and construction. So we're just very grateful for y'all. So thank you very much. At some point, whenever Leon wants, I will show just some pictures of various activities, and they'll go along with what he talks about. Maybe we can do that after he talks, or whatever he wants to do. So again, thank y'all. And I'm going to turn it over to Leon, because I know he's who you want to see. I get it.
Oh, not really. I think we like to see each other, and that's the way family members are. And I'm so glad that I belong to a good family, the family of Fayetteville, and then some extended family as well. So thank you very much, guys, for making this happen. Thank you so much. Now, as you well know, all of you, 2020 has come with a big curve. We still not knowing how to do ministry exactly, whether it be in Haiti or in the United States. This is a new world, and we're learning as we go. And but the challenges are great. But I tell you what, for Haiti, the benefits are even greater. For us, I've seen things like I've never seen before in the ministry. Talking about the churches in Haiti, the 3 churches that we are serving, they are all have challenges, and they are, especially the one at Repatriate and the one at Ternois, they are booming to the streams. It seems like we need to break some walls in the church to make it wider so that more people could come to church. As a matter of fact, at Repatriate right now, thank God for some extra benches that we had, and people are sitting outside of the church because there is no room inside. Although there are lots of reasons for that, some people cannot go to church, to their home church. Repatriate is closer to them, so on Sunday they come to visit us. We have as many as 20 plus visitors some Sundays. But we have never had any Sunday when we don't have at least 10 visitors. That is since we opened the doors after the COVID. And I think there are 5 months we did not meet as a community collectively, and the people are suffering for that. And when the time comes, the doors were open, people just flock inside the church to pray, to worship together, to be as a family, and we have seen the growth like never before. So I thank you guys for what you're doing in the States and what we're doing in Haiti to make those things happening. And we thank God for that. We have almost 40% growth in the church at Repatriate. Last Sunday, we had almost 1,200 people showed for church. Although there are some sayings that we've never had that before on Sunday morning, but the reason being, one is that we're outside visiting people, we're outside making door-to-door calls, inviting people to come to church, and we are more excited about doing ministries. And 2 Sundays ago, we were supposed to give a food distribution with the money, relief money you guys sent and some other churches sent. And there was one Sunday, we didn't have enough food to share with the people who come to church. So we decided not to do the distribution, but to do it the following Sunday. And the people knew we were going to give the food the following Sunday. My brothers and sisters, you would not believe it. The word got out. Today, if you come to church, you get food at the church after worship service. Guess what? I've never had that experience before. People they come to church, they want that rice, they want the beans, they want the protein, they want the oil that we give, and they come. I could not believe the many people showed up for the kids. So that tells me something. There's a need. They are hungry. they need food. So we did that, and I must say to you that today, there no sense we gave the food last Sunday. We were not going to give it this Sunday because we only have money to give the food once a month. So our attendance was low today. I think we were short close to 100 people didn't show up because they know we gave the food last Sunday. We could not give it this Sunday, so they stayed home. That tells me that people are hungry. The people that we are serving, they are really in great needs for food. So regardless, the 100 do not show up, but we're still up to 1,000, which a year ago, we barely had 600. So that means there's a 40% growth in 1 year. So that's one thing I would say. The COVID is bad, but the COVID kept people inside their homes for 5 months. And during the 5 months, they are hungry to meet together and to worship the Lord. Once the door is open, wide open, they are excited. And the same is true with Terre Noire for the church. People are sitting outside. We need to find a way to knock the walls again, extend the church so that more people could sit inside. So this is a challenge that we are facing right now with the churches who are growing since we opened the doors. Since the COVID is not as bad as it is in your area in the States, we started respecting the distance. And since the people are coming more and more, we don't respect the distance as well. But there was a time we used to have 10 people per bench. We started with 4, 5, and now we are 6 people per bench. We're still keeping some distance, but not as it was from the beginning and not as it is in the States. But I must say the COVID is not as a threat here in Haiti as it is in the States. And I don't know if it's because of our genes or of our DNA, or maybe we scared the COVID. I don't know. Something is happening between the COVID and the Haitians. Either we scare them off or we slow them down. One or the other. I don't know. But we are not too much. We are not affected as much. So that's why we have time to pray for you guys who are affected in the States and Canada and Europe and so much. But thank God in Haiti is not as bad. So the church has a well alive God, and we thank God for that. In Cité Soleil, we have another problem. The Cité Soleil, those of you who have come to Cité Soleil, you know the canal, the dump. The canal is full of trash. And then water is coming inside the streets. People from one side cannot cross the canal, the water to come to church. So if you live on the other side of the canal, you come to church. If you live on the other side, you have to find a means of transportation to take you to the church because you cannot cross up to your knees. Wow. That is every day, not just on Sunday, every day. And I know, Mary, I'm seeing you on the screen. You know what's coming on that trash, on that water. So that means it's very dangerous for people walking on that water. So we have a attendance. Instead of double the attendance, I think we lost people. There's about 1/3 of the people who cannot come to church at Cité Soleil as a result of that. So we are praying for that. But thank God they're going to church somewhere else. Even as a matter of fact, those who used to go to Cité Soleil and live in Repatriate, now they're coming to Repatriate Church. So we still have some familiar faces. When it comes to the school, guys, the school is the same. There are some challenges at the school. As you know, the sponsorship, I wish you guys who are sponsoring children, you could find a way to have a sponsorship drive at your church, because we hurting very, very badly because of sponsorship. When groups used to come regularly in Haiti, it was easy to find people to sponsor children to go to school. And right now, the last I heard, we had over 500 students out of 1,800 who do not have sponsors because groups don't come.
Happen.
So I'm very concerned about that. So if First Press could kind of find a way to stimulate, to encourage people to sponsor new children, that would be a big, big, big plus. And you know how important is education in Haiti. People do not come to school, they don't have an education. Haiti is going to be worse than what it is now. And as you know, my wife saying, Haiti has lots of problems, but the solutions are three. Three solutions to the problems we have in Haiti, my wife would say. What are they? Education is one. The second one is education. You know, what is the third one, guys? Education. So my wife, education. So now with 500 students who are not sponsoring this year to go to school, I'm worried. I'm worried a lot. And on top of that, this year we're going to register 180 new students to come to pre-K, and they don't have sponsors yet. So make that a prayer concern for you guys. And also, please, this is a time to be outspoken about the sponsorship. Put the picture of your child you sponsor on your fridge, so that when people, I think not too many people come to people's house anymore, but please find a way to spread the news. We need more sponsors, whether it be at your work, whether it be where you live, whether it be at the church, because we're in big time trouble. Because with the 180 children coming next school year, that will be over 700 children who are not sponsored. So I'm worried about that. But you know, it's the Lord's work. We need to talk about it, but the Lord will take care of it as well. So, but I often says, I know Claire, I've heard me say that. Mary, I've heard me say that. And Mike, now you're going to hear it. And I'm sure you've used it in your sermon once in a while before. It's a big problem. We have God on our side, but guess what? We are the hands of God. God puts us where we are now to be his hands, his feet, his mouth, his eyes to see, and we are here to glorify him and be a good representative of God. So please, whatever you can do to help with the sponsorship, I will appreciate it very much. All of us in Haiti will appreciate it. So, but the schools are great. Last year, our ninth graders, all of them passed the state exams. And this is the reputation that we have. For 20, and right now 20, almost 30 years, we've been in the school, quote unquote, business. We never had one student. No, we had one student, only one student, because he was sick, who take the state exam and then pass it. So we have a good record, and people like to send their children to our school because we have a good record. We send them to take the state exam, they pass it, every single one of them. So we hope this coming year, the same thing will happen. And right now we're preparing what we call the 12th graders. They have one more year to go to high school. On the 13th grade, they are going to take another state exam. So we prepare them for that. And we tell them, we have a good record, please keep it that way. They need to pass the state exam. So that's for the 13th graders. But talking about the 13th graders and all of that, we have a good record, but we also have a challenge in front of us. That challenge is that we have 3 primary schools who send us children to the high school every year. And this year, I think we have 120 plus students who are coming to the high school. We don't have room, we don't have benches, we don't have anywhere to have them sit to receive the education. We're full to capacity. We have 2 buildings. Every single room in the 2 buildings are occupied with the old students. With the new students that are coming, we don't have classrooms for them. And they have to come, and the school will start in September. So thank God, some churches, I think Raleigh White Memorial is one of the churches who are helping us build some classrooms, but we don't have enough funds to finish the building. We hope we're going to start next month, or if not in 2 weeks, we're going to start breaking grounds so that the building will be ready for them by September. But I don't know, Gary might change that. I don't think we have enough funds to finish that building. So I give you a long list of things to pray for. And the reason we have that long list, because things are happening, whether it be at church, whether it be at the school, we are growing. And that's fun. We like that growth. We like that challenges, because that means we are growing. And you know what it's like. I'm excited more than ever about what the Lord is doing in my life. I feel like sometimes I say, Lord, how long am I going to live? Methuselah. I want to live as long as I could live and wait for the Lord as much as I could wait for the Lord. And then I'm not going to stop. So there is no stopping for me, guys. We are in it together for a long, 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 long time. And today I was talking with with a friend of mine, and I said, you know what? I've never been so excited in the ministry, because the church where I go is growing so much, and we're strategizing right now to have the church even go behind our capacity. And I said, you know what? I have a long ways to go yet. I'm 72, but I remember my dad prayed many, many, many years. He asked the Lord to take 15 years of his life to give it to me, so I could live longer to serve the Lord. And guys, I'm not a very good mathematician. He died at 96. And 15 of these years come to me. He could have lived 100, I don't know, 100, whatever it is. And then, you know how long I'm going to live, guys? If I live, he's 96 plus the 15, and then maybe I could have lived longer than he, plus 15. You stuck with me, guys, for a long time. I am excited. So I thank God for that. So the church, the school, all well. The clinic, those of you who have come as doctors, I've seen some of you as medical groups, and I thank you. You have not come for a year, and I thank you so much. You, especially that church, has chosen to send the money you would have spent, whether in buying medication or plane tickets, you send that money to help us this year. And it serves very well. We're doing very well. The clinic, because of what's happening in Cité Soleil, was transferred to Terre Noire, where the guest house is. And we had 4 doctors working full time, and they are doing a super good job. And unfortunately, the medical director, Dr. Quincy, that you guys know very well, left because of family issues, that he had to join his wife in Florida. And he also wanted to further his education in medicine. So I think he might be in UNC from what he told me the last time. He's going to study there and to come back to Haiti. But before he left, he recommended one of his colleagues to take over, and that guy seems to be a really, really good guy we're going to have a great time at the clinic. The clinic is doing fine. Thank you for your support, the clinic. And we're saving life. And I've seen miracles. I've seen great things happening through the medications we're giving them and the care that the doctors are giving them. So the challenges are everywhere, but this is a good sign. It's all about growth. So the church, the school, the clinic, and last year we graduated over 170, I think 173 or 4 students from our vocational schools. From the computer classes and the sewing and the tailoring, 170 plus students were graduated. The students, many of them have jobs. Many of them started their own business, and some of them are looking for jobs. So we are in the changing business. We are helping the society. Things are happening. And guess what? You know it would not be happening if it were not for your partnership. So I thank God. I don't know, almost 30 years now. I know it's more than 20, I don't know exactly, 26, 27 years. I have been partnering with Fayetteville First Press, and I think, tell you what, the best is yet to come, guys. The best is yet to come. Because not only with you, but with the word that you're spreading out, the new generation is going to hear what the Lord is doing in Haiti, and the new people you bring in every year. And I think the best is yet to come. So I thank you so much for that. For right now, more water. We're giving more water out in the community. As you know, we had 4 water stations. We give good drinkable water in the community, and that helps with the health. And then especially with the COVID and the malaria now, and the mosquitoes now, water is a very good thing. So we're giving lots and lots of gallons of water every single day. So what I call, we are in the holistic ministry, holistic. School, church, education, training, and jobs opportunities. So it's all because of your partnership. I have a saying, some of you might have heard me say that before. Sometimes the dreams that the Lord has put in my heart, people think Leon is crazy. And sometimes I think I might be a little loose there, you know? Something is happening. 3 years ago, we were looking for a piece of property to expand the ministry, to extend it, to stretch ourselves out. We find 5 acres of land. And that 5 acres of land is going to be a big challenge in the next, I don't know, 5, 17 years. On that piece of land, that's where we're going to have a bigger medical facility. We're going to be able to do more service to the community. It's going to be bigger than the one you know at Cité Soleil, larger than the one at Tenwa. It's going to be big. We want to stretch ourselves. There also, we are going to have job training, at least 5 different trades we're going to teach at that place. And last not least, the dream that I had, even before I started the ministry 30 years ago, after my seminary training, I come to Haiti to start a Bible college and start a Bible study group. And that Bible study group turned into a church. And the church was so excited. We grew. Now we have 3 churches. And I give all of my time to the churches, to the growth of it, and never start the Bible college. But wanting to train more people for the Lord, for the ministry, I've invited many of my colleagues every 3 months for a week or 2 weeks to train leaders for the ministries in Haiti. We've done that. I've been doing that since 1988. As a matter of fact, 1989, some of you may not know that, while I was training some churches, some church leaders for the ministry, that's how I met Jackie, my wife. She was part of the trainings. And that's how I robbed the cradle, you know. I saw her in the class. I said, uh-oh, she might be a good catch. That was back in 1988. And in 1989, we got married. And I've never been so happy. And she's a good one. She's been a very good helper, a good helpmate, and a good assistant. I mean, I call her, she's the boss. If you come to my wife, I have two things sticking on my fridge. One, he said, hey, Leon is the boss in this house. Jackie said I could be. So I could never be the boss if Jackie didn't give me the permission. So she is the one who is doing all this happening, and we team up very well. So I thank God for that. So the Bible college, guys, that I've been dreaming for 32 years, soon become to pass. It seems that in 2022, the doors of the Bible college will be open in that new campus, the 5 acres of land. As a matter of fact, I would say within this year, sometimes we're going to break ground to build the Bible college. Already, we have 80 plus students who have been trained for the past 5 years to be qualified to go to the Bible college. The ones who used to come every 3 months for a week or two, they are now going to be in school every day. And we still have another group that will come every 3 months. Some of you will come and train them for a week or two every 3 months. And then we will have a regular Bible college who will meet every day. So this is the way I see it. And this is the way we're going to permeate. The future will be a greater because of what we're doing now. And that's why I told you the best is yet to come because of what you and I and other churches are doing together in Haiti. I count on your partnership more than ever, guys. More than ever. I need you. I need you. And the Lord needs you. The Lord needs both of us to join hands together to make his name be known among the nations of Haiti. So you've done a very good job in the past. We just have to keep doing it and knowing that we're going to do more. Thank you so much, guys. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And Gary's here to also share some information with you. But we dream big because we have people like you. As a matter of fact, one thing I always tell my friends in Haiti, and my craziness, I pray and ask God, you know, the Lord, I really would like to have a cow. And then I say, God, surprise me with an elephant. And I pray for a cow. There has never been a time after I pray for a cow, God did not surprise me with an elephant. To know that it's not about you, Leon, it's about me. No matter how big I dream, the Lord always showed me he dreams bigger than I do because of you, because of your partnership. So thank you very much. Let's do it together. Let's ask questions. Let's see how we could help each other present a good presentation of our Lord in Haiti and Fayetteville, wherever that country may be. Because I know you're helping other countries other than North Carolina, Haiti. You have other places that the Lord has called you to serve. Let's do a very good job wherever he asks us and calls us to serve him. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I was going to say, I'll add on when Leon was talking, we had a couple questions come up in the chat. One, and Leon, you probably didn't see that, but are there vaccines, COVID vaccines in Haiti yet? And I was saying, I had just read an article that said there are not any vaccines, or testing is available, but no vaccines. And Leon, I said, I'd ask you to confirm that. Any vaccines?
Yes, we have about 8 or 9 testing places you could test. Like if you are going to leave Haiti to go to the US or to Europe or if you are going to travel, they have 8 or 9 places that you could have the COVID test to know whether you were negative or positive. But as far as the vaccine, we have none yet in Haiti, none, not whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking very seriously of getting I would like to take the vaccine. I may have to go to the States next month to do that because I haven't heard anyone saying that we're going to have it in Haiti.
Okay. And the other question was, I know it's really hard. The other question is, what is the cost of sponsorship? And for a primary school, it's $35 a month, which is $420 a year. And for the secondary school, so grades 7 through 12 and next year 13, it's $60 a month for $720 a year. So those are the 2 questions. And we can fill in, but if there are other questions too, and then I'll show you pictures.
May I add, on the $35 a month, the children receives 1 uniform. We feed them, and in many cases, they receive a pair of shoes, and definitely a good Christian education. I want you to know we're ahead of you guys in Haiti in that sense. All of our schools, the Bible is a textbook. It's used as a textbook. So they are really receiving a good Christian education. And at the high school, my wife is the Bible teacher.
Right.
Here's a picture of some of the students that have received shoes, as well as students at the Terranar School eating Rise Against Hunger meal.
And for the high school, the money you spend, I tell you what, it's well worth it because you invested in lives and you're investing on the future leaders of Haiti. Right now, because of some people who have invested in the education of our children back in 1990, since we started it, and now statistics shows that we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have nurses. I think 16 of our former students are working with us now. They are school teachers, they are principals of the schools, and some of them are very high-tech students. They're teaching computers. I mean, you guys, you are making a big difference in the country of Haiti because of the educations. And last week, my wife told me one of our students have received a big promotion at the National Bank of Haiti. He is becoming one of the administrators at the National Bank of Haiti. So this is just to name a few. And I'm sure you've heard of Paul Farmer. Paul Farmer, he's got a great hospital, the best hospital in the Caribbean. And the doctor who is in charge of the COVID area in that hospital is a former student from the school that in Cité Soleil. She's the lead doctor in charge of the COVID area for Paul Farmer in Haiti. So it's well worth the money, and you're making a big difference, big difference. So I encourage you to do whatever you can do to promote it or to do it yourself. Thank you.
I have a question. A number of years ago, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Leon, a number of years ago, you showed me a building that was being prepared for orphans. Did that ever work out?
Oh, yes. We have 14 now. No. It's in Ternois.
Oh.
It's in Ternois. My daughter is running it. We have 14 girls, and one of the girls, the oldest one, is now going to the nursing school, the best nursing school in Haiti, run by the Episcopalian and the Presbyterians in Léogane.
Wow.
She's on the second year of that school and doing very well. And The other 13, the second oldest is now on the what you call 8th graders, 8th or 9th graders at the high school. But they're all going to the school, HOM MISEC schools, very close to the orphanage. And the orphanage is doing very well. As I said, we have 14, but the one who's going to this nursing school would have made 15, but she's now at the boarding school in Leogad, which is hour and a half away from us. She doesn't commute. She left and she stays there all week. And the other 14 are all going to our own schools. Thanks for asking. They're doing great. And Nadesh, some of you have met Nadesh, my daughter. She's the one in charge of the orphanage.
Excellent.
Leon and Gary, this is Chris Hall. I have a couple of questions. When teams are let back in, what clinic would a medical team most likely work out of?
Let me say a few words. Maybe Gary will implement. Well, I think it's good to see you and hear your voice, Dr. Chris.
Yes.
I tell
Hey,
you what, I
Leon.
don't know what's going on. I called you several times.
You
I
don't
left
call me.
messages. I didn't hear back from you. I was beginning to wonder what's going on.
Leon, I don't remember the calls, but when you call me, I always return the call.
Really? Well, you're going to get another call from me to test it out.
If I knew I was going to get in trouble in front of all these people.
Yeah, well,
All right, a week from this coming Friday, I'm going to call you, okay?
Okay.
A week from this coming Friday, because it's going to be my day to call.
All
So
right.
I hope, because I made a point to call you once in a while, but I've not been very lucky. Anyway, yes, when the time comes for groups to come, because one of the things for groups to come to serve, whether it be medical or any groups, everyone in the group has to have had the vaccine.
Okay.
You cannot come and serve without having taken the vaccine. That's one thing. When they come, where they're going to work, if they are medical, it could be either one place or 3 places. It could be at Cité Soleil, it could be Tenoir, it could be Repatriate. Right now at Cité Soleil, the clinic is closed due to the road problem I just mentioned earlier. You cannot travel to Cité Soleil back and forth because the road is literally very difficult. And then a couple months ago, there was a lot of gangs activities, and we decided to transfer the clinic to Terre Noire. But when we reopen, we hope to still keep the clinic at Terre Noire open and the clinic at Cité Soleil, and then have one day we could go to Repatriate. Whenever that time comes, it'll be all 3 communities will receive our service. So there's not going to be a time when Terre Noire will not be open. Right now, because of the COVID, we cannot go to Repatriate because it's not equipped for that. But Cité Soleil, because of the road and the gang activities, we don't go. So I hope when the time comes, which I don't know, I have no idea. But I do know it's not going to be soon. The earliest, I think, it'll be probably this summer. And then whenever that comes, teams started coming, be wide open and be flexible. You could be Cité Soleil, you could be Terre Noire, you could be Repatriate, and hope by that time the COVID vaccine, the vaccine will be in Haiti, and people will be vaccinated, and there will be less restriction as to where we work and how we do things.
Leon, do you have any thoughts about what the ideal number of people seeing patients, providers would be, given the limitations now? Would it be 5? Would it be 6 people seeing patients? Again, with support staff. Any thoughts about that?
Well, as I said, if you have had your COVID, if you have had your vaccines, and the Haitian have theirs as well, you are probably more of an expert than I am as that. I don't see why the number should be less than 20. I think it should not be, because before that, I remember there was a time Dr. Chris used to see close to 40, if not more.
Right.
With the COVID, we could say maybe half of that.
Yep.
Right now, our doctors in Haiti, they are seeing 20 with the distance and with the COVID.
Sure.
And Chris, I think if the clinic has to be in the Terranor facility, it's a little bit smaller. So, and we'd have to figure out how many we could accommodate. Of course, if we go to City Soleil, then it could be wide open, it's the same
Right.
size group. But unfortunately, right now, we don't know, right?
Could you not use the church in Terranor?
Yes.
I mean, like we've done in Repatriate?
Yep.
I mean, so you can, I mean, you might not be able to have the private rooms, but you can see a lot and then use the private rooms for the more private issues.
Mhm.
Yeah. Gary has not seen that setup yet.
But it certainly could be possible. It's just a matter of getting equipment back and forth, I think, right? It could be possible, for sure.
And one last question, and I'll be done. How are you doing with your pharmaceuticals?
Yeah.
What is your supply of medications? Is that good, or do you need more?
We always need more. And what we're doing, I don't know if you're aware of that. Right now, we're using more of supplies made in Haiti. We could buy in Haiti. And thank God, some groups like your group and other groups have sent money to help buy medicines. So we are buying all our medicines in Haiti. And I think we're good with that. And then whenever we have teams coming, there are some specific medicines that we ask them to come with them because we could not buy them in Haiti or they're too expensive. But the bulk of our meds will be bought in Haiti when teams come, and that's what we're doing right now.
Okay.
And we find whatever we need, we find it in Haiti.
I'm going to let Mary handle that.
I have a question. If we have a dentist that wants to come, do you, are the chairs and stuff from City Soleil over in Terre-Noire, or is that still at City Soleil?
We have now some equipment in Cité Soleil, some are in Terre-Noire. The dentist who's working full-time with us, he's now working at Terre-Noire.
Okay.
And he's got all he needs at Terre-Noire, and he's seeing patients at Terre-Noire.
And you may be aware, we were given a grant last year and we purchased 2 new, basically equipment to purchase, outfit 2 new rooms, or renovated rooms in City Soleil. Unfortunately, it arrived in the equipment and the chairs and everything arrived in February. And of course, COVID shut us down shortly after that. So they've not been officially installed in the City Soleil Clinic yet. But that would be our first thing we hope to be able to do. As soon as things open back up, we'll get the installation team down there. And so we'll have not only the dentals, and again, depending on where we can do it, but right now, as Leon said, the dentist is in Terre-Noire with the equipment with the older equipment over there, but he's using that. And then the newer equipment hopefully will be installed in City Soleil if it's safe and people can get there. But so we'll actually have 3 dental rooms set up once we get everything together. Now you're thinking of questions. How about I show some pictures, more pictures, and then Leon, you can narrate if there's something that we haven't talked about, or please ask questions as we go along, though. And y'all have helped with this children's church project, right, Tad? I think with some funds that were sent down. You'll notice in the picture over here to the left, the windows are wide open, which is somewhat of a security concern. But in the pictures you see on the left-hand side, you see where with funds that were sent down by y'all in another church, we were able to enclose the windows so there's still ventilation, but they're secure. So it's much more usable than it was. We're grateful for that. And they are using the room. Also wanted you to see, this is the new building, the last building at Repatriate that was built. It was opened in time for the August school year to start. The picture in the upper middle is one of the new classrooms. You see the skylight, the light coming in. And then the other two pictures are the youth building, the youth church building. And again, y'all are helping fund that. The construction's coming to you, and a few other churches are helping that. But the funds are coming along. The stairs have since been built, so you can actually get to the second floor, but the walls have not been constructed yet. But that project's coming along. We're very grateful for the support on that. And that'll be the last building that will be built at Repatriate. Of course, the Barrie Fig School, and you see Jackie over there on the right this is the morning flag ceremony and morning devotions. So you see students gathering. This was what, a couple weeks ago, Leon, I think?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Because you were there, I remember. Okay. Leon talked about the new Barrie Fig Classrooms. The picture on the right is actually an artist rendering. There'll be one story. And if you see, it may be, I don't know if you can see my pointer, but building number 4 is the building that we'll start on. Hopefully within the next 2 weeks, they'll be putting fill dirt in to get the foundation level up high enough. And then, let's see, building number 4 is kind of what you see behind the basketball court. Again, one story with 6 classrooms. Building number 5, which is right next to it in the middle, we'll have them where the 5 is, the yellow block is a computer classroom. So that'll be a dedicated one. Right now the library and the computer classroom share. And then come down to building number 7, which you see in the orange. That is a dining facility, which will also, basically it'll be an open structure, but where we'll be able to have the students gather to eat lunch, because that's a very important part. Right now they eat on picnic tables and spread throughout the campus, but that'll be something that's coming. That's the building Leon's talking about that we're building. We hope to build buildings 4, 5, and 7 all at the same time with fundraising. We have about $240,000 in hand, another 59 or so pledged. So we're about $300,000 into an $835,000 campaign. So we're confident we'll have at least one building built, but our goal and our prayer is we'll have all 3 buildings built by next school year. But we have to have the first building, number 4, there built in order to accommodate all the new students coming in next year. And then the following year, we absolutely have to have building number 5. So we're excited. And those of you who've been on the medical clinic side and asked about the dentist, up on the left is the dentist getting ready to examine a patient. Picture to the right, I believe that's Dr. Plaisir, I believe, who's seeing a mother talking about a child. And then the new initiative that we really didn't talk about yet, but is the Cure America's Community Health Initiative. So the person in the yellow shirt's a community health worker doing a census. We're trying to improve maternal and child health in the Repatriate community. So that's what that's all about. We're excited about that initiative that has gotten started within the past 6 months or so. Talked about Dr. Kinsey. He's in the picture holding the plaque on the left side there, on the right side of the left picture, and that's the staff, and that was his going away celebration. And then our new doctor, Dr. Salone, is pictured there with a bluish tie on, and that's his family. He has 2 children and is married there. So that's his wife and 2 children we're excited about having him on the team now. The Espal Campus, the 5th campus Leon was talking about. Right now we have a wall, it's about 85% finished. We're hoping to finish it this following month, and then get started on the Bible college and vocational slab for block classes in partnership with Extolo. That should happen within the next, well, the construction part of it will all happen. Hopefully we'll start that in the next month or so. And if things go as planned, instead of 2022, we really would love to see the Bible college finished in the fall. Again, we have been slowed down a little bit due to the various activities going on in the area. But we do have complete funding for the Bible college, but not for all the rest of it. So a lot going on in Haiti. And the good news is, even with everything that's going on, we can still do construction. This is a picture of what the Espal campus will look like. You'll see in the upper right-hand corner, kind of a reddish maroon color is the medical clinic. That'll be a future building. But where you see the goldish colored building, that's the Bible college, and that'll be the first building. And then come down the kind of gray slab. It says slab A and slab B. Those are where the vocational training will start, and then the vocational trade school, the bigger buildings will be built after that. And then just some more pictures of kids having Rise Against Hunger food, and just elementary students, and also then students getting ready to go to the high school. So there's some pictures I wanted to share. So Leon, other comments or other questions we have from anybody?
Well, I'm very excited when I see those pictures, when I listen to the enthusiasm and the questions that have been asked about the future, what we're about to do, how we do things, how we're going to be able to serve and to reach out in the future. So guys, you just put fire under my feet to even do more. I'm excited. Your excitement even more to serve the Lord. So we are in it together. Any more questions? I think I saw some questions going to the screen. Gary, maybe you could read them and tell me what they are.
Okay, let me see here. How are construction teams being used for individual homeowners? Yes.
It's been a year ago since we had our last team. Really, last February was the last team we had. So we haven't had any houses. Oh, we had from last February to now, we've built 2 houses.
Right.
And then their money sent from the Outreach Foundation to us. So that's all. Whereas, before the COVID, we used to have 42 teams come. And now since February, we have the last team. We haven't had one since. And we don't know when we will have our next team. So this is a damper. But one thing I do want you to know, we sent out an appeal letter for relief money to help people who lost their jobs, people who were hungry. I don't know how much money exactly came, but since then we've been giving money and we've been giving food out in all 3 churches once a month for over 3,000 people. And on top of that, every day we're feeding over 1,600 students with food, Rise Against Hunger. So things are happening, guys. Your sponsorship is working and doing great things. And the money that you raised to help with the relief fund last year, when we sent the appeal letter, we're still using that money and to help people get fed. So thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you so much.
we're able to send down between $6,000 and $7,500 a month in additional funds because of that drive. And we have enough money to get us, we think, through about the middle of the summer, if not the end of the summer, because of that. So that's great. Leon, another question, when we go, and Tad asked, when we go down, will we still be able to put roofs on homes? But also will we fund other construction projects that we do not have the time or experts?
Oh, I tell you what, Tad, not only when you come, you could send them, we could put the roof for you. You don't have to wait till you come. We could put the roof for you, and when you come, you do more. Because there are lots of leaking roofs and everywhere. The Patriot, as a matter of fact, Madam Sterling showed me a house. Our own Madam Sterling, her house is leaking very badly.
Well,
She
I
needs a new roof.
look forward to putting the roof on as long as I don't have to drive your truck.
Why? I have a new truck. Come on.
I know you have a new truck. I'm not going to drive it.
Why?
Because I'll run over somebody.
All right. It's a new truck, and I love that truck. I don't want you to get in trouble. Yes. But you find another truck to drive.
Okay.
Because I want that truck to last me 20 years at least. Yes.
Leon, another question from Lorraine says, does HOM still have small startup business initiatives like the Sewing Center years ago? That's
Unfortunately, people are doing it on their own, but we don't have funds to start it off for them. Like we don't do loans anymore because a lot of people who got the loan, they don't pay back on time, and they were using so many excuses. So we keep loaning money. So we helping them as much as we can, but they started their own business, more like a co-op thing instead of giving it away to the business. But it's still going on, yes.
Right. We still do vocational sewing classes as well as computer classes too.
Okay, good.
Any other questions?
Mike, I heard you said at the beginning you might have a few questions, and
Well, yeah, Leon, I think you may have gotten to this, but I think one of the questions we're asking folks is that is at the present moment, if there is a priority need that the church can be considering that would be most beneficial to the ministry at this moment in time, what might that be?
I'm going to ask the executive director answer that, because right now, I think our biggest quote unquote pressure is to have the classrooms at the high school. We have to have at least, I think, 4 classrooms by September. We have to have that. There's no if and but in that. And we don't have the money raised to do it yet. And by September, if we don't have it, we are going to be very embarrassed at the community, as if we didn't know what we were doing. Because we have, as I said, over 130 students coming from our 3 other schools to come on 7th grade. And plus we have kids who are at the school already going on 13th grade. We don't have room for them right now. So I think it'd be very embarrassing if we don't build at least 4 classrooms for the upcoming students. Okay. So I know Gary knows about the money more than I do and how much it costs. And from what I know or heard, we don't have money to build those classrooms. So if you ask me, building the classrooms are the most pressured need right now.
Okay.
Right.
Gary, what do you think?
I was going to say for the capital campaign, the Barrie Fig building expansion or addition is critical. As Leon says, we do need that. The other thing, I mean, obviously you can tell we're doing a lot of things and we're excited about that. And the good news is we're able to do it because we do have all Haitian staff in Haiti, and it's a good thing. We certainly miss the American teams. But as Leon said earlier too, so a couple different areas, but certainly the capital campaign for Barrie Fig, and I can get you more information on that too. It was a big article on, in the December newsletter, and it's still on our website if you didn't get a copy of that. And I can get you a pamphlet on that. And then secondly, as far as ongoing, again, sponsorship's critical for us. That's how we keep the schools operating on a regular basis. So the primary school sponsorships in particular is where we need funding. And as Leon said, we're very grateful. We've had a number of gifts given for the ongoing food. If the situation continues the way it is, that'll be something else we'll be looking at again this summer. But I would say right now, the education side's where we're the shortest. The medical clinic, we're fortunate we have, again, funds to purchase the medicines. Obviously, we really miss having medical teams like yours come down. There's no question, because we're not seeing as many patients. And of course, with COVID restrictions, we can't see as many patients either, as Leon's indicated, because we're keeping separation, we're keeping appointment times separate, or I really won't say appointment times, but the times between patients is a little bit longer, really because of COVID precautions. But we do have some funds there, but eventually we're going to need, if teams can't start coming down, this year, then we're going to obviously need something else happening there too. But so I would say education with the Barrie Fig capital campaign, and then the ongoing sponsorships are critical.
Okay.
And if it's not a sponsorship, it could also, sponsorships are great because then you get the, information about a child. And some churches are sponsoring classrooms, which is, 30 students, which is wonderful too, or just regular donations too. So.
Okay. At this stage, I know you're not taking teams, but highly motivated individuals who have the freedom to travel, are folks like that welcome to come at this point or not?
I would say yes if they are vaccine, but they're no more than 3.
Okay.
And someone said they'd like to, Isaac, I believe, said like to come for a month or 2 this year and help build. Very capable builder, welder, and repairman. Leon, I'll defer to you. I don't know if we're ready for somebody to come for that length of time, but Leon, I'll defer to you and I say that because we really don't have the guest house would be able to accommodate, but I'm not sure as far as facility, but I'm not sure about food preparation.
Yeah, that would be the biggest handicap for food for one person.
Pop-Tarts.
Pardon me?
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
Brian lived on Pop-Tarts for a week.
Okay. In a month for Pop-Tarts. Okay.
Or if they're willing to tough it out and eat rice and beans, and we could find a family where they will live with, but stay with. I could be part of that. Stay with me a month and stay with somebody. 1 week and not a week or something. But we cannot open the guest house for just one person and hire cooks and cleaners and so on and so forth. But I think it's a great idea. It's a great idea. Here again, if that person is vaccinated and very handicapped person, when I say by handicap, you could handy, not handicap, handy person. If jack of all trades, yes, I would love to have that. But the accommodation, where to stay, is not so much of the problem, but what to eat and how often and what. If they could live in rice and beans and chicken, could be with me for 1 week. Maybe somebody else to take away with it, etc.
Okay.
Yes, that's not a bad idea.
Okay. And Gary, Leon, that's all the extra questions that I had. I wanted to just be sure to get mentioned, but I'll defer if there are any others. I see we're at about 10 after 4, so I want to keep an eye on the time on behalf of everybody. But other things, other questions, things anybody wants to pursue? All right. I hear. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. It's just a wonderful time. I know you're enjoying seeing Leon, and thank you for letting us share the ministry and for all your support. Just God bless y'all and y'all's ministry too. And it's wonderful, this connection we
God
have.
bless you too.
Thank you.
And Mike, I
God bless
also
you
want
too.
to, yeah, thank you. Mike, I really want to thank you personally because I sense that you have a missionary blood on you, and you have missionary in your blood, and keep the church interested and alive. And you guys, you have Haiti in your heart. So I think between Mike, who has a missionary mindset, and you guys have Haiti in the world mission, and I think we are going to see better days ahead of us. So the COVID is a challenge, but guess what? We have God in our side, and we are excited about what he wants us to do. Well, together we can. Together we can. I have no doubt about that.
Well, blessings. We will, as time unfolds and things open up, maybe we'll do this again, okay? Because we do want to stay in touch with the ministry. So,
okay.
Thanks to everyone who joined in today. Thanks for taking the time. And we'll be doing this with some of our other missions in the coming weeks. So pass the good word on that this is a helpful format, if you would, for getting connected and hearing the story about what's going on. And God's richest blessings to you today, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Leon.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Bye, Leon.
Take care.
Bye.
Leon.
Bye-bye.
Love you. Thank you.